Hollywood has to be doing this on purpose.
Bowser is coming.
Unicron is coming. Let them come.
Oh, I'm gonna come to the theater to watch this movie. Hello, my Autobots. We have gotten ourselves a brand new trailer for Transformers Rise of the Beasts. It was honestly about time for another freaking trailer, and I continue to say it is nice to feel hyped for another Transformers film. I thought the first trailer was pretty good and got me looking forward to this movie, and with this new trailer, it was even better. So many exciting action-packed moments, a lot of cool set pieces, that one-take scene of the Transformers looking awesome. There's also a couple of sneaky things happening within the trailer we gotta dive into. Humans using Transformer suits? Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about it. So please guys, leave me your opinions down below on what you thought about the latest Transformers Rise of the Beast trailer. Are you still feeling excited for this movie? Could you care less about it? Would love to hear it all down below. Okay, so yes, with this being the second trailer, I'm not gonna dive too heavily on the details or scenes from stuff on the first trailer. I already did a video on the first trailer, so you can find that linked in the description, but just to give you a basic rough summary of what's going down in this movie, this is technically a sequel to Bumblebee, which starred Haley Steinfeld in the 80s, with Bumblebee now bringing us to 1994. You can see a pre-9/11 New York Twin Towers, where we're following a group of Transformers known as the Maximals help out the Autobots stop an evil threat. This being heavily inspired by the Beast Wars TV series, where the premise was Transformers of the future, descendants to Optimus Prime, and other lovable Autobots and Decepticons are hurled back into time to prehistoric Earth, where they shapeshift into the animals surrounding them since there was no vehicles. The Maximals are like the Autobots, usually transforming into mammals, birds, or fish, while the Predacons, aka Decepticons here, usually transform into reptiles, amphibians, and invertebrates. It is said that these guys technically aren't the villains of this film, instead that being the terrorcons. Hopefully they save the Predacons for a sequel, which I think they're building up big stuff for the sequel. We're gonna talk about that. But the terrorcons here are led by Scourge, voiced by Peter Dinklage. In his alt form, you can see he's heavily inspired by almost a dark version of Optimus Prime that would fall in line with a similar animated version that he's had before. I think one badass part about him is that almost every Transformer that he kills, he takes their emblem and puts it on his grill. That's some pretty cold villain stuff right there. But he'll be leading a team with Nightbird, Battletrap, Transit, and Freezer, all in an effort to bring Unicron to Earth, the Transformer plant eater. We're finally getting Unicron in this movie. He's a big bad villain that Transformers fans have been wanting for a long time, and they are going true to form here and making him a giant plant-eating Transformer. This was a villain that was even being teased and set up in the Bay films before audiences were starting to lose interest into that world. But here in the movie, he will be voiced by Coleman Domingo. He confirmed it on social media while listing some of the other voices that he's done. If you've watched him in Euphoria, which is where I kind of mainly know him from, he does have a really great voice and cadence to him, so I'm sure he can bring that kind of menacing energy to Unicron. The kind of thing I'm most curious about with Unicron in this franchise is, yes, I know it's a giant world-eating planet, but at the end of the day, we want to see that planet fight off against our Maximals, Transformers, and any other heroes. And it might not be as interesting of a battle if it's just this giant sphere and these tiny little people. There is an alt form to Unicron, and that's what I'm wanting to see in live action, because that design I think is very iconic looking. I think the size of it is also going to be a big deal. It has to kind of tower over the Transformers, but again, not to the point where it makes fighting them uninteresting. Either way, I don't think it'll be something that'll be really shown off in this movie. This was kind of just a trailer where they gave off a bunch of spoilers because they're worried people might be over Transformers movies. Now, you and me, we definitely gonna watch this movie. But there was a trend going on with some of the last couple of Transformer films that went to theaters, and not a lot of people were showing up anymore. I feel like they felt the need to spoil some big plot points and surprises in this trailer so we can just get audiences coming to the theater here, because I can't believe they just revealed Unicron here. That feels like such a big secret that I would have liked to have seen in the theater. But yeah, even though he's being introduced here, I still don't think he'll be the big bad of like the second movie. I feel like you gotta bring in those classic Predacon designs for the sequel and have them be bigger threats, and then the third film, you make it all about Unicron. But setting up and teasing him now is a good way to kind of build up and reset this universe, in my opinion. Now, just like the Allspark in earlier Transformer films, the thing our heroes need to kind of succeed in their mission is some transwarp keys. This was kind of a big part of the CG animated series, where they had a transwarp drive that was responsible for hurling them across time. That's how they went from the future future to the past, but there's also another purpose for a transwarp key. It's also very vital for helping Transformers travel long distance planet to planet. So I think we'll be seeing our heroes not only want the transwarp key so that the terrorcons don't bring Unicron to Earth that extremely long distance in space, but also so the maximals who have been hiding out on Earth for who knows how long, so they can use that key to be sent back to their time. And again, it's this time travel element that we're thinking is how they're planning to kind of soft reboot the universe, where although these are prequels to the Michael Bay films, involving time travel means now the events will occur differently. Another thing I really liked about the trailer is how you can see Optimus Prime right now is not a big fan of humans. By the time we see him in the original Transformer films, he has a lot of love and respect for humankind. Here he's just picking up the character of Noah like nothing, getting upset with Mirage for bringing him here. The really up close shots of some of the Maximals here I think look beautiful, like this shot here of Air Razor. Also we have Cheater just getting on top of Mirage. This one moment of Bumblebee going into battle mode here and just destroying these spherical devices in the air. Like, these are shots I have been missing in the Transformers universe, stuff that looks new and fresh, and action we didn't particularly get in the Bay film. Another interesting moment here is we get to see a closer look at the battle that'll be going on with the Autobots and Maximals teaming up, where we see Optimus Primal beating up a Scorponok's robot here. I don't believe we've seen this kind of Transformer since the first Transformer movie, so that's kind of like a bit of nostalgia to see that scorpion looking thing again. You'll also be quick to notice that they might not be on Earth anymore. The transwarp key might have worked and they might have been sent to a different planet off Earth, because a lot of this landscape just does not seem Earth-based. But this one-track shot of going from Transformer to Transformer fighting I think is beautiful, and I hope it goes on for longer. There's also been a lot of controversy with the Wheeljack's design. I don't blame them, but seeing it in action, I still think it looks kind of cool, along with RC. Another big thing we got to talk about here is something new they're introducing here, where humans will be able to put on their own Transformers suit. We see Mirage toss off this piece of tech that gives Noah the ability to have his own exosuit. We see little glimpses of it throughout the trailer here. This is a new element for the movies, and I kind of dig it. It makes you wonder, where was this technology in later Bay films where Sam Witwicky was in a lot of trouble? All he was doing was just screaming Bumblebee. In fact, there was one moment in this trailer that made me scream Bumblebee. So it'll be kind of cool to see if this becomes a permanent part, getting the humans more involved in fighting in the action. It would make them a lot more interesting, because that can always be kind of the downside of the Transformer films, is the human aspect of it. But here it looks like they're definitely trying to find a better balance of it all. So yeah, I'm really excited based off this trailer here. I can't wait to see how the trilogy fleshes out the bringing of Unicron. I can't believe I'm seeing some people complain that it's too early for Unicron. My boy, we are like, what, 10, 11 movies into this franchise? No, we needed Unicron, man. Don't forget to stay tuned on the channel for the Paramount CinemaCon panel, but also don't be forgetting to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, follow me on Twitter at 3C Films or on TikTok at 3C Films, and don't you forget